Today I'm going to be making something really fun for the holidays, and this is my version of Santa Hat Pretzels. So here are the ingredients that we need. Some red candy melts, some white candy melts, some mini pretzels, some mini marshmallows that I have cut in half using scissors, and our last ingredient, white sugar sprinkles. And if you can't find this kind of sugar anywhere, you can use regular white granulated sugar. So those are the ingredients, so let's get started. So I've microwaved my candy melts, and I'm simply going to take the nice little chocolate and get that into my pretzel. And I don't want to put too much. I don't want it really going over too much. I'll do one more here. Now you could dip these as well, but I find what happens is you lose the shape of the pretzel. So I'm just gonna a little bit more. And then you can grab yourself something pointy. I'm using a little skewer. You could use a toothpick if you wished, and I'm just gonna push this to the sides. And this is basically what you would do if you're flooding cookies. Just like that. What I'm trying to do here is keep the shape of the pretzel because I want the tip of the pretzel to look like Santa's hat. And if you dip these in chocolate, it kind of rounds this area up and it doesn't look as good. So I'm just going to get it around like that. Okay, I'll do one more. Get a little bit more chocolate / candy melts on my pretzel here. And this is not my idea. I saw this on Pinterest, but all of the pictures that I saw were using white chocolate, and I thought I would use red and just use a slightly different technique. So I'll just get all of that on there. That looks good, just like that. So I was just about to turn off my camera and I realized that I was really zoomed out really far, and I could hear you all saying, please zoom in, please zoom in. I can't really see. So I've just zoomed in just to show you this a little bit better. And I'll just show you what I was talking about. If you take the pretzel and you dip the whole thing in, you're gonna lose this little shape right in here. You see, I wanna keep that shape here because this is gonna be the top area of Santa's hat right here, and we're gonna be putting our little mini marshmallow right here. So if you dip this in, what happens is the chocolate gets into this area as well, and it kind of slowly, it kind of makes a circle here instead of that nice shape that we have right here. So at this point, I'm gonna let these just set up and then I'll be back. So once your chocolate has set up, we are ready for our next step, and we're gonna add the little bit of white at the bottom of Santa's hat. So I've taken the white chocolate candy melts and I have melted those down, and I'm ready to go. Now you could take a spoon and try to get it really nice and even on there. However, I do like using a little paintbrush, and it just makes the job a lot easier and a little bit more accurate. So just get a little bit of chocolate on there, and then what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna start painting the bottom of the hat. And I'll do the first one like this, just a little overall view so you can see everything, and then I'll zoom in for the last two of them. So I'm just applying a little bit on the bottom, just like you would glue. I'm just going to get that on there. Okay, I'll zoom in now. Okay, so I've zoomed in just so you can see a little bit better. So now you can't see me, but I'm actually dipping my brush again into the white candy melts. And then I'm going to now, am I blocking the view here? No, I'm pretty good, okay. And then I'm just going to go along just like this again. And you do have an option here. If you want to do a double coating of the white, you can. So if you see a lot of the red showing through, then you can just let these dry, and then we're going to apply the sprinkled sugar after. So I'll do this one as well. I just want to stay out of the camera here. I'm just checking. Okay, so I'm going to go at the bottom again. So right as we do this step, what you can do is do as many as you can and then sprinkle them with the white sugar, or you can let this dry, for about 5 minutes, and then come back and do the second coating, which I'm going to do, and then we will apply our sugar. So I'll get those like that. I'm going to let all of these set up about 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. If you're not in a rush, just let them completely dry. And then we're going to put a second coating on. So I'll let those dry and I'll be back in a second. So this is about 5 minutes later and my first layer of chocolate has set up. So now we're going to apply our second layer. And this is going to really bring out that nice white and totally hide all of the red underneath. So you just want to paint that on there. Let's get that on. And then a little bit more. And this really is optional because when you put the little sprinkles on, it is going to hide, you know, most of the red underneath, but it's okay. Everybody gets a little bit more chocolate this way, and there's nothing wrong with too much chocolate. Just try to keep your lines straight. Okay, and we'll go over this one again. I just want to make sure that this is nice and wet. And then quickly grab your sprinkles and just get those right over the white area. And there we go. Now I'm just going to let that set. And any of these sprinkles you can just, you know, fold your little silicone back up and just reuse those sprinkles. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put the little pom-pom or the little top to Santa's hat. So for our last step, we're going to put our little mini marshmallows onto the top of Santa's hat. So what I've done is I've taken some scissors and I've just cut these in half. I'm going to get a little bit of white chocolate again, which is over on the side here, with my paintbrush, and I'm just going to paint a little bit on to act as glue, like that, and then just take it and place it right at the tip of his hat and give it a little bit of a squish, and there we go. So super simple. And then once again, right on the tip. And the more of these that you have on a plate, the better it's going to look, because people are going to really notice what they are and go, oh, I know exactly what that is. If you've got one, it doesn't look as impressive, so you want to serve these with quite a few on a plate. I'm going to grab my last one here. Just a little bit of chocolate. And then we'll take it and just drop it right on the top. A little bit of a push, and there we have it. Let's turn these around. So there we have it. My version of Santa Hat Pretzels. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.